Hi everybody, Malcolm here from Sports Injury Fix. Now, we've had a lot of people ask us recently in the current climate, how do I get online? I can't see patients face to face, so how do I start doing online consultations with them? What software should I use? Now, there's a raft of different options that's out there, and that can be really quite confusing. There's some of the simple things that people use already, such as FaceTime, WhatsApp, Skype, etc. There are some options that are tried and tested in the wider business world, such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Hangouts, and likewise then from the clinical practice management software, there's a raft of people that are now trying to rush out solutions to try and help in this area. So I guess the simple thing is, well, what is right for you and what is right for your patients? The one thing that we found is the majority of people are going, well, this is new for me, so what's right for me? When actually, this is a whole area where it's new for patients as well. The majority of patients won't have done an online consultation before. So it needs to be something that is really simple, really tried and tested, and particularly because we're talking about patient and health-related data, then it needs to be secure as well. So the good news is actually you do not need to spend any money in this area. The options that are out there that are free are fantastic. So if you're looking at options and thinking you need to spend money, some of it depends on your circumstances, but the chances are you probably don't. So what would be our recommendation? Well, let's have a little look at them. So actually, if you have patients that are a bit in the digital dark ages, not very tech savvy, then actually, if that's what it takes to get them doing a video consultation is using what they're used to, such as WhatsApp, such as FaceTime, tend to be the two most common ones, sometimes Skype as well, it's good to have those in your back pocket as something that you can offer to people. So the advantages which they have with them is that they are free and they are simple and easy to use, but they lack some of the other wider functionality of some of the others that are there. Likewise, there you have these practice management software companies that a raft of them have been rushing out telehealth solutions to meet the current demand. Indeed, it's actually something that we had a good look at because we've been building something around that. But actually, when we looked at it and we looked at what was out on the market, there's just no need, because the companies that are out there that have built free options have put millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, if not billions of pounds into creating fantastic solutions, and they're free for therapists to use. And they're tried and tested, and they're secure, and they're stress tested, and they've got all the support to go with it. So there really just isn't the need. So even if you have practice management software and they're bringing out a telehealth solution, as they call it, or video calls, we would strongly recommend that actually the one that you really look at and the one that you probably go with is a thing called Zoom. Now, why is that so good? Well, it's absolutely taken off in the business world. It's been tried and tested with multinationals, and globally they've got the support network to back it up. Indeed, the way that it's filmed, then actually it's filmed on your camera first and then put out, which means there's a lot less buffering. So the quality of the calls on average is a lot higher than everything else. You have the ability to record. And so that means then you can record a meeting with your patients, and then you can easily send it to them afterwards, or capture it or save it in the notes if that's what you need. You can, if you want, create unique meeting IDs and passwords for every meeting. But actually, what's a really lovely feature with it to make it simple, particularly for therapists, is they give you your own personal meeting room URL. And you can set it up so that meeting room URL is sent to your patients. It's automated. Every time they make a booking, bam, they get the instructions there. So you're not having to write out instructions every time. You're not having to email over complex new passwords, and they might get it wrong and you might get it wrong, and every time you've got to set something up. It's nice and simple. And actually, there are some options in there that allow you to set it up so there's a waiting room. So even if you're online in that meeting room and the next patient arrives and wants to go to that same URL, they cannot access that URL until you allow them into the room. So that keeps it nice and simple. You can just have it on. You can see the one patient, you can finish up with them, and then you can allow access to the other patient as well. And if you want to be really certain that no one can come in for it as well, then again, they've got a feature where when you're talking to somebody in there, you can lock that room down so it definitely doesn't allow other people in there as well. Now, when you look on their website, then there is a free option, then there is a paid option. The paid option's only, I think, $11.99 a month. And actually with that option, what that gives you is it allows you to do group calls of 3 people or more for over 40 minutes. So actually, for the majority of therapists, they're doing one-to-one interaction, so they only need the free plan. And occasionally, if they're doing something as a group, then you've got 40 minutes with which to play with. If you need to, there's a few more of you. Another option is a thing called whereby.com, where you can have up to 4 different users, and with that one, then you can have that for unlimited length of time for group meetings. So that can always be handy as a backup that's there. So then take a look at Zoom, have a little play, get yourself set up. We've got some helpful blogs that are out on terms of how to set up some of those different things, and we'll probably do a little piece telling you how to make the settings to make it as secure as possible for yourself. So, in summary, what would we say? Use Zoom as your primary one. Get yourself set up on that. It's free. Whatever your current setup is, make sure you've got a Zoom account. Now, equally, then have a look, and it's probably worth having a backup of WhatsApp, of Skype, and if you've got Apple products, then FaceTime as well, just so then if you've got somebody that takes a bit of time and isn't as tech savvy, then that may encourage them to still be able to do video consultations. I certainly know I had to help set the mother-in-law up because she wanted to use Skype and her friend wanted to use WhatsApp, and it took about half an hour of trying to explain and back and forth, trying to get them to set up with each other, when actually you can really see that change for some people is quite a difficult thing. So there's something they're really familiar with, and that's the difference between seeing them and having an appointment or not, then that's the one to go with. But yeah, sign up with Zoom, have a look at the other vids we've got, have a look at the blogs, and certainly with Sports Injury Fix and the way it integrates with Zoom, that allows you to keep it really, really simple. It allows you to automate all the joining instructions that are going out when bookings are made. And perhaps most importantly, it allows you to take the payment up front as well. So you don't have to worry about no-shows, the money's in your bank, so then you can just focus on how you do the interaction with people. Certainly there are other videos as well that we've got that you'll see if you're unfamiliar with doing online consultations. They give a demonstration as to how to do them and what that looks like and some of the ideas that you might have. So give it a go. Let us know how you get on.